Good morning, everybody. We should be live. I did my little test yesterday. We should be live across all of the different platforms, across Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else all at once. I'm just checking now to see if we're coming through. If you are there, anyone who is there can give me a little hello in the chat and we can get started today. This week's Facebook Live training with me, Ross Pritchard, bestselling author of the Alkaline Reset Cleanse, the book's here right behind me, is about the perfect alkaline morning routine. This is such an important training because how we start the day is often how we end the day, and it affects all of our decisions throughout the day. When you start the day right, you typically tend to continue it in the same vein. Psychologically, it makes such a big difference. Physiologically, if you've ticked a whole bunch of the boxes, if you remember from my training on Facebook last week, which is all about the easiest way to start living alkaline and make it easy to stick to, it was all about getting in those greens and the hydration and those anti-inflammatories and those alkaline minerals and those healthy fats, focusing on getting the good stuff in at first, not worrying about cutting the bad stuff out. This morning routine will help you tick every single one of those boxes. In fact, almost completely fully tick those boxes for the whole day before you've even left the house. And it's just so simple and so easy to do. Everyone's morning routine is slightly different. So of course you'll need to adapt. You'll need to slightly change things around and mix things around a little bit to suit your routine. You know, I've got 3 kids under 10. That presents a challenge, but other people have got shift work, or they've got a partner that works really, really early in the morning, or they have got a long commute, or, you know, they've got other commitments that require things to be juggled around a bit. So this is almost the ideal, perfect morning routine. You don't have to do all of it. You certainly don't have to do all of it at once. Again, remembering back to last week's really important training, actually. So do watch that if you haven't watched it already. It's important just to start with one thing. Really nail that one thing, master it until it becomes a habit, and then move on to the next thing. So as we jump into the training now, I am posting this live through various platforms using a thing called StreamYard. So I have a feeling it might make you approve StreamYard or something. It says here, I'm going live using StreamYard. Before leaving a comment, please grant StreamYard permission to see your name at, and it's got a little link. So you might need to do that if you are watching on Facebook and YouTube and all these other places. But if you are there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, drop me a comment, let me know where you are watching from, and we'll jump into the training right now. So typically, my morning routine will start with instant hydration. Your body has been working hard all night to detoxify, not just, you know, your liver and your kidneys and your lymphatic system and your digestive system, but also your brain. We now know, the research shows us that when we sleep, your brain actually washes through toxic byproducts out of your brain. It works hard. This creates acidity. When your body detoxifies, hey guys, hello Sam, hello Stephanie, Chester and California. Both seas, both very different places. I've been to both and they're both equally lovely. Your brain actually washes these toxins out. Your digestive system processes toxins and acidic buildup. And as it does this, a byproduct of this is acidity. When we wake up in the morning, if you are someone who likes to test the pH of your urine, different topic for a different day, you will notice that first thing in the morning, for most people, it is quite acidic. This is your body weeing out all of those toxins from the cleaning house that it's done overnight. Essential is that we get something in there really quickly to support the body in this process, and that first thing is a big glass of water, getting rehydrated. We've been asleep for ideally 7 to 8 hours. For some of us with young kids, it might be less than that. But it's essential to start hydrating. So first things first, upon rising, for me, it's usually around 5 a.m. Not always by choice, not always by design, but that's the routine that I'm in now for the past 10 years of having kids. Rising at 5 a.m, lemon water or lime water, or if you want to do my enhanced lemon water, you can put some turmeric in there as well. A big glass of that first thing the moment you wake up, absolutely critical. Getting some mild alkalinity into your body, getting lots of hydration into your body. It's just really essential to kick off immediately. If you remember back to my hydration steps that I gave you last week, where we talked about habit stacking and linking habits and linking our hydration habit to existing habits that we already have to make building the new hydration habit easier. This is a prime example of that. Something you do every day is wake up. As soon as you wake up, big glass of water. And we're talking probably a 500 milliliter glass of water, minimum 300 mil. You guys can do the conversion to fluid ounces on Google, I'm sure. But as simple as warmish water, warmish, it's easier on your digestive system and on your body to not be stone cold. Squeeze of lemon, between for half at least 500 mils, probably a third of a lemon, quarter of lemon, depends how lemony you like it. If you want to get some turmeric in there as well, vegetable peeler, turmeric, just peel a few bits in, drink that, then away you go. Now, the boxes that we want to tick, those 4 core actions of hydration, alkalinity, anti-inflammatory, and those healthy essential fats. This is already ticking the first one of hydration. You're getting some very mild alkalinity from the lemon, and you're getting some anti-inflammatory power from the turmeric. Those 3 are getting hit early doors, and then in the next step, we want to ramp this up. So step number 2 is to put on your pot or your bowl or your saucepan to make a turmeric tea or a turmeric latte whilst you do a really important breathing exercise that I want to explain to you now. So the links, I'm going to put some links into the chat now, which will give you some information about lemon water and some recipes for a turmeric and ginger tea. I'm not sure why it's popped that across 2 different things there. Let me see if I can chuck this into the Facebook comments as well. There we go. So these recipes, these turmeric and ginger teas are so important, and they don't take that long to make, maybe 5 minutes to make. Really simple, really powerful, and you can have them steeping or stewing while you do your breathing exercises. So on the turmeric and ginger teas or lattes first. So that recipe is in the comments now. It looks like I'm getting to grips with this streaming system, so I'm posting the links manually into all the different areas. Oh, it looks like it's worked. It looks like it's worked in 1 or 2 places, but not in all of them. Hopefully it's come through on Facebook and on YouTube. So the turmeric and ginger tea is really simple. What you want in there is, if you are making the tea version, so nice and refreshing, nice cup of tea, I've got mine here, just 350 milliliters of water into a pan. Again, grab a grater or a vegetable peeler. I love to do it. Peel in fresh turmeric, peel in fresh ginger. Ideally, you want to be getting about 1 centimeter to 1 inch of root ginger and root turmeric, each of those things, into the pan. Just simmer it for 5 minutes, real gentle simmer. Once that's finished, a squeeze of lemon in there or lime in there, pour it into the cup, and away you go. The benefit of grating over vegetable peeling seems to get more of the flavor and more of the goodness out of it, but the grating benefit of that is it can go in the cup with it. When you get to the end, you can eat and sort of drink the little bits of turmeric and ginger, and it's delicious, and it obviously gives you extra benefit. So that's the tea version, simple as. The latte version, instead of water, just use coconut milk or whatever type of nut milk that you like. The turmeric again, the ginger again. Once you have finished simmering it, you chuck it into a high-speed blender, blend it all up completely, maybe sprinkle with a little bit of cinnamon or a little bit of nutmeg, and away you go, you're off again. Don't do the lemon or the lime in the latte version. That would be very weird. But again, you're away. What you're getting with this is all of the anti-inflammatory power that you need for the entire day done in one go. one thing I do forget with the latte version as well, you can also add in some healthy fats. So some coconut oil can go in there. Okay, really important for brain health, really important for inflammation, really important for your digestive system, destroys candida. So many benefits to having that. You want probably in one serve of this, probably a teaspoon of coconut oil. If you don't like the taste of coconut, or if you're allergic to coconuts, I know a lot of people, it would seem, since I've been bleating on about coconuts for the last 5 years, a lot of people seem to be have an aversion to coconuts or an allergy to coconuts. You can use MCT oil. MCT oil. This is a extract, just some of the fatty acids from coconut oil. It's very rich in caprylic acid, which is the cancer-defeating fatty acid, proven to kill candida. Saturated fats are proven to help prevent cancer, but MCT oil, the caprylic acid, is proven to kill candida. Super effective. And also is, when we're talking the Dave Asprey bulletproof world, it's the caprylic acid that has such the important cognitive brain boosting power. So in the morning, first thing, you want to be getting your body going, you want to be getting your brain going, you want to be setting yourself up for massive mental energy and mental clarity all day long, not getting that brain fog, not getting that mental fatigue, and having this source of incredibly useful fatty acids first thing in the morning as well, really important. And this is probably why I err more on the side of the turmeric and ginger lattes more than the teas. The teas are much more refreshing. That's kind of thing, much more refreshing. And on a warm morning here in Queensland, it gets pretty warm pretty early. You do sort of err on the side of the refreshing, but the lattes give you an opportunity to get those healthy fats in as well. Now, once that we've got that up and running and simmering away for those 5 minutes, we can move on to our breath work. Really simple, really simple. And I can see a couple of questions popping in. I will definitely get to all of your questions at the end. So do please pop your questions in. We've got, I know just on the Facebook page, we've got 41 people watching at the moment, and only 4 likes. So hit that like button if you're watching. 42 now, hit that like button. It's really important, really helps to share this message. If everyone hits the like button, it spreads this message to everyone else in the Facebook group, to everyone else on the Facebook page, and to all of my YouTube subscribers are more likely to see it if you guys watching are liking it. So hit that like button, hit the love button, all of that stuff, share it, whatever you need to do. Hit subscribe if you're on YouTube, all of that. And I will answer every question at the end of the training. So if you've got any questions, get them in there now. Someone has asked MCT oil. I will answer that one now. It's medium chain triglyceride. Medium chain triglyceride. Try spelling triglyceride that quickly at 6 a.m. It's medium chain triglyceride oil. It's an extract of some of the fatty acids from coconut oil. People that have got an allergy or an intolerance to coconut can really easily use this. There's no problems with it. And it's almost the full range of fatty acids. Some of them more concentrated, of course. So if you want that brain health benefit, MCT oil is actually probably more beneficial for you. If you want the more rounded benefit, there are more different types of fatty acids in coconut oil, but either or, I use them almost interchangeably. If you have, some people have, if you've got digestive imbalance and you struggle to tolerate consuming fats, it makes you feel queasy or nauseous, you can actually get MCT oil powder. I think Now Foods do a good one. Quest, the one I use is from Quest. You can actually really ramp up the amount of MCT oil you're consuming when you have it in the powder form, and it doesn't cause that that GI tract imbalance. It doesn't cause that you to feel that nausea or have any form of toilet issues, which some people have when they consume a lot of healthy fats all at once. So if you are going down I want to have lots of fats for maybe a keto approach, MCT oil powder is your friend. So the breathing technique, now I'm going to go to my green juice in just a second. The breathing technique is really simple, really effective, takes 5-6 minutes. You can do it as little or as much as you want, but doing it each day is really powerful because it is so good for your lymphatic system, and it helps your body to pump those toxins through and get things moving. It's just very calming. It's very, I'll probably do it after this session because I get all hyped up after doing these sessions. But it's really simple, and it is breathing in a format of, here's how I do it anyway, 4, 16, 8. You can do it in any ratio of, well, not any ratio, in any count with that ratio. So if you imagine it's 1, 4, 2. So if you're breathing for 10, hold for 40, out for 20. 4, 16, 8 works really well for me. For some people, like if you've, if your lungs just can't take it for that long, you could do 2, 8, 4. But it's breathing in for 4, holding for 16, and then out for 8. Now, this is proven to stimulate your lymphatic system, which isn't an easy thing to stimulate. Rebounding on a mini trampoline will do it. This breathing technique will do it. Really simple, really calming. If you can, try to just close your eyes and focus on that breathing technique, and it will be some form of meditation practice for you as well. A little bit of mindfulness. One of the best ways to practice mindfulness when you're first starting out is to focus on your breath and count your breaths. And this is a really great way of doing that. If all you're thinking about is the count, the number, the seconds of your breath, that is meditation. That is mindfulness meditation. So it's really powerful in that respect as well. We could go down the rabbit hole on meditation here, so I'll refrain from doing that. But if you can do this breathing technique, even if you do just 5 rounds, 10 rounds would be ideal, while your turmeric and ginger tea or latte is simmering away very gently. You're doing 2 things at once, and you're getting this done. Again, I'm very mindful of time in the morning because we are often distracted. We're thinking about the day ahead. We're panicking. We're rushing out the door. And this is a great way to calm us. But we also need to be aware that we've got stuff to do. So consuming your turmeric and ginger latte will get those healthy fats, and it will get all the anti-inflammatory power you need for the whole day. Brilliant. We've ticked hydration, we've ticked anti-inflammatory. The third thing is the perfect breakfast formula. Now, we can talk about intermittent fasting again in the FAQ at the end of this. We talked about it last week as well. I'm going to do something fancy now. We will answer this question at the end like that. That's quite a funky little feature. And if you have got intermittent fasting questions or perspectives or ideas, we can absolutely cover that again at the end of the session. Sam has asked the breathing ratio. Again, it is 4, 16, 8. Try to do that for, I'm going to put my own comment up now so that you can see it on the screen, hopefully. There we go. 4, 16, 8. Try to do 10 rounds of that if you can. I'm aware that when I'm typing things in, there's a delay on some of the places. It says here, some destinations, there's a delay. So 4, 16, 8. 4, 16, 8. The perfect breakfast formula. So if we do want to talk about intermittent fasting, we can, but for the vast majority of people, this breakfast formula is going to get you the results that you want. You may get results doing intermittent fasting, whether that's, every day only having a small eating window, or doing once a week, or doing, a certain number of days every month or every quarter. There's I'm not at all in any way saying that you can't get results doing that. And in some situations, it's incredibly beneficial. For some people, it's negligible benefit or backward steps. But I'm telling you now, this will get you results, particularly if you do want to lose weight, which I know isn't everyone, but it is a lot of people. This will get you results. Now, there's 4 rules. Rule number 1 is eat within an hour of rising, ideally within half an hour. Super important. It works, it works, it works. Really, please do make sure that you do this. For those of you that are going, I'm just not hungry in the morning, I just don't like to eat until 10, 11 o'clock, there's ways we can get around this. because it's the rules 2, 3, and 4 are all about the nutrients that you're getting in that eating within an hour or half an hour, ideally, of rising. The first one is protein. You really want to be trying to get minimum 10 to 15 grams of protein, ideally 20 grams of protein into your body within half an hour to an hour of rising. This is really essential. That's rule number 2, the protein. Rule number 3 is healthy fats, really so essential. You need to get the digestive system moving. You need to get your metabolism firing. You need to start helping your endocrine system to produce the correct and regulate the correct level of hormones in your body. Healthy fats will do this. If you can include a source of phospholipids as well, a particular type of omega-3, phospholipids, who is it? Nordic Naturals have a good product. If you are vegan or vegetarian and can't consume fish roe, is the best way of getting phospholipids, to be honest. Smoked salmon and all that sort of stuff works as well, but I appreciate if you're not really keen on that first thing in the morning, the Nordic Naturals sell a phospholipid product. Phospholipids so important because they really easily cross the blood-brain barrier and provide very, very essential cognitive benefits. So rule number 1, eat within half an hour to an hour. Rule number 2, 20 grams of protein ideally. Rule number 3, getting healthy fats and fiber if possible to support your digestive system. And rule number 4, getting as much green into your body as possible. So important. We talk about getting 5 a day of fruits and vegetables. I certainly don't. That's government advice. Most people don't even hit that. And even when you can count potatoes and tins of baked beans as a count of one of your vegetables, and it's providing you, well, really not very much. I'm more on the side of getting at least 5 to 7 serves of greens a day. If you do that, your life will change, I promise you. So getting those greens in at breakfast is really important. Now, there's ways to do this with a cooked meal. And then there's obviously juices and smoothies as well. Now, one of my favorite things to do with a cooked breakfast, now, there's loads and loads of recipes on my website. I will give you a couple of extra links now. So I'm trying to work out which one it is that isn't getting the links. I think it's the Facebook page that isn't getting the links. So I'll go in and copy these in there now. So the first link is a link to this perfect breakfast formula, more sort of expanded upon. The second is a link to my recipes. My recipe products is like 400 recipes or something in there, loads and loads of different breakfasts. And the third link is a link to my book, The Alkaline Reset Cleanse, because I go into all of this in so much more depth in there, and there's tons and tons of recipes, particularly juices and smoothies and things, and beautiful green rich breakfasts in there as well. And it looks like that. I can't work out mirror images, it's over there. That was a terrible attempt. There you go, Sam, love it. That's one of my favorites as well. But if you just want to literally a 2-minute recipe, just get some garlic, some lentils or chickpeas or some other form of sort of pulse or bean, a tin of tomatoes, just a quick chopping of broccoli, and loads and loads and loads of spinach into a pan, and just warm that through with some coconut oil. Amazing. You've hit fiber, you've hit healthy fats, you've hit greens. You can get some turmeric in there as well. Just powdered turmeric would work really easily for speed in there. And you've hit all of those boxes really quickly in a breakfast that's going to take you, what, a minute to prepare and 3 or 4 minutes to cook in one pan, and you're done. Super simple, super easy. And there's loads on my site. That one that Sam's pointed out there is one that's up there as well. You'll find heaps. That first link to the perfect breakfast formula, I've given examples on that page as well. So there's loads and loads of recipes out there. The easiest, quickest, simplest thing is to just, whatever cooked meal you're having, get loads of spinach into it. It disappears and it's wonderful. You can easily get 2 serves of spinach into a meal per person and it disappears. It's fantastic. The easiest way to get your greens in the morning in an abundance to get 5 serves to sort you out for the whole day is obviously with a green juice or a green smoothie. And we're talking, for a juice, celery and cucumber is like the base. We all know how good celery juice is, don't we? Slightly overstated. Celery and cucumber as the base, and then whatever leafy greens you've got in your fridge. Spinach, kale, beet greens, watercress, silver beet, or chard. You can get herbs in there, parsley, coriander, basil, and then turmeric and ginger always go into my juices as well. If you want to sweeten it up, you can get some carrots and beets in there. I'm not saying you put all of this in one juice, that'd be massive. But as long as you are getting loads and loads of leafy greens in there, you can easily be getting 3 minimum, 4, 5 serves of greens into your body before you've even left the house. If you can get into the green juice or green smoothie habit on a daily basis, my biggest tip for you, my number one biggest tip is make 2 times what you need. You know, if making a juice in the morning, you're going, oh, I don't have time for that. Just make twice as much as you need, and then you've halved the amount of time it's going to take you on average over 2 days. You know, today, yes, you're making 2 serves. Tomorrow, you're making none, and it takes you absolutely no extra time at all, really, to make an extra serve. Let's be honest. You're already there. You're already juicing. You're already chopping, and you've already got to clean it anyway. Just make twice what you need. Get it into an airtight container, into the fridge, and it'll be absolutely perfect for tomorrow. Okay? Please don't skip this. With a smoothie, similar, you start with a base of avocado for the creaminess, some coconut water or coconut milk or whatever nut milk that you like to use, some healthy fats. You can get like coconut oil or flaxseed or hemp seeds, nuts like walnuts, amazing source of omega-3, and then get your cucumber, your spinach, your kale, your leafy greens all in there. You can, if you want, you can mix it up. You can add like some cacao powder if you want it to be like a chocolate smoothie. If you know you're doing any form of resistance training or you just want that extra protein, you can put a plant-based protein powder in there. So the smoothie is giving you much more flexibility, but it's probably giving you slightly less green than the juice. So I do both, not every day, of course. I alternate, mix it up a little bit. Some days I'll have a juice and a smoothie. Other days I'll just have a juice. Other days I'll just have a smoothie. But it's good to mix it up. It's good to mix up. People will often ask with juices, what about the fiber? Not having the fiber in the juice is one of its biggest benefits. Every time I say juice, I look at it and then I'm going to have a little sip. Not having the fiber in the juice is really its benefit because it delivers the nutrients to your cells and your digestive system and gets those nutrients assimilated throughout the body much more readily and easily, particularly if you've come from a place of, you know, standard American, standard Western diet. Your digestive system's probably not working optimally. When your digestive system's sort of clogged and impacted, you're not able to digest and utilize all of the nutrients you consume particularly effectively. So it's really beneficial to get the juice in there without all the fiber and without the bulk that can actually help deliver those nutrients a lot more effectively. Now, you also need fiber, so therefore the fiber in the smoothies is a benefit as well. And with smoothies, you get that extra flexibility to get healthy fats in there and protein in there and other superfoods and bits and pieces. So both really effective, both work really well. Now, at this stage, you have covered off hydration with your lemon water, potentially with some turmeric or ginger in it as well. You've had your turmeric and ginger latte with the healthy fats in there, the anti-inflammatories. While that was cooking, you've done your breath work to help stimulate your lymphatic system. You've had your perfect breakfast, which may or may not include a juice or a smoothie. You've ticked every single box for the day before you've left the house. Everything else you do now for the rest of the day is a massive win. Compare this to not eating breakfast and therefore just getting none of this stuff, maybe a coffee, which isn't going to help, or eating a standard, you know, Western breakfast, which would typically be a cereal that contains gluten and sugar, 2 of the most pro-inflammatory, stress-causing, acidic foods on earth, or breads or bagels or processed meats or When you eliminate sugar and gluten and processed meats and condiments and jams and coffee and fruit juice and all these things from your breakfast, and instead have a nutrient-rich, nourishing, dense, hydrating, anti-inflammatory, alkaline, antioxidant-rich breakfast instead, your life will change. Your life will change. Starting the day right is so powerful. And in this, we're talking what? A minute to get your lemon water, 5 minutes to do both the breath work and the turmeric and ginger latte at the same time. Let's say 10 minutes to make your juice, even though let's pretend you're not making two so that you'll have an extra one tomorrow and not have to do it then. So let's just call it 10 minutes. 10 minutes to make the perfect breakfast. Okay, what are we talking here? Under half an hour. And you could have the juice or the smoothie for breakfast if you're not a big eater first thing in the morning. Absolutely, particularly the smoothies. So that takes it down to 20 minutes. And let's just say then that you are going to make 2 times the amount and have the other one tomorrow. So we'll halve that amount of time over those 2 days. Takes it down to 15 minutes or less. You've got time for this. You've got time for this. Even if you have to set the alarm for 15 to 20 minutes earlier in the morning, you've got time for this. It's so important. You can do this. You can do this. Okay? Now, if you follow this routine, like I say, you're hitting all of those 4 core actions before you've left the house. As we said at the top of this session, when you've started the day like this, like imagine, close your eyes for a second, imagine you've done all of these things for the day, and then you get to work and it's mid-morning and someone's going, oh, there's some snacks in the canteen. Does anyone want to come and have a donut or a cookie? What are the odds you're going to go, do you know what? I'm all right. I can tell you now, they are exponentially higher when you do the right things first thing in the morning. It's the same with exercise. When you've exercised that day, you just don't want to waste it by having a poor food choice. You don't want to waste it. You want to make the most of it. You go, I've just worked my butt off. I don't want to go and now have like a chocolate bar or a slice of cake or an unhealthy dinner. Like that will completely negate the point of the effort I just made. It's the same with this. You do this in the morning, and I promise you will see results really quickly. You'll see results the same day because your mental energy will be so high throughout the day. Your concentration, your mental acuity will be high, sustained throughout the day. Your energy will be sustained throughout the day. You'll feel better day 1. By day 2, you'll notice other benefits. Aches and pains will start to disappear. Digestion will start to soothe. Day 3, day 4, day 5. By the end of the week, you will have physical, visual, and like internal inside yourself benefits that will just keep you going, build your confidence. Remember, we talk about this all the time. Okay. And this is why we do baby steps, because this will give you quick results, which gives you confidence, which builds momentum. And it just works as a beautiful cycle of awesomeness. When you do this, it just builds and builds and builds. So, guys, if you've got any questions, you can put them in the chat now. That concludes the training part of today. If you are watching whatever medium you are watching on, whether it's in my Facebook group, on my Facebook page, hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, guys. There's 48 people currently live, 14 likes. Let's get it at least matching. Come on. Hit that like button if you're there, and also say hi. It's great to see so many familiar faces. Hello, Simone. Always lovely to have you on. A little bit earlier for you this week compared to last. And thank you for the blessing from the Change Ministry. That's just awesome. I really appreciate it. Now, one question that I did see come in earlier, what about using the premix golden blend mixes now available instead of fresh? Are they just as effective? No, but that doesn't mean they're not useful as well. They are beneficial. They are very quick and very clean. I'm going to look up a little version I did. How can I find this? Let's see if I can find, here we go. I did like a little version of a premix I'm going to find for you guys now. Here it is, if it will load. So you can use these. Fresh is always best, and fresh is way more powerful than powdered. You need to be careful with pre-mixed versions that they don't have sweeteners and sugars in there. Now, there are certain sweeteners and sugars that are okay. You can count them on one hand. Stevia is fine, monk fruit is fine, erythritol is fine. That's pretty much it. Xylitol, cane sugar, natural sugar, maple syrup, honey, agave contain high levels of fructose. You don't need to use them because there's products out there that don't contain fructose. So there's that tea. Just posted in the comments now, if it'll appear. For any syrup, you can use rice malt syrup or brown rice syrup, rice malt syrup. And apologies for whichever, I think it's on the Facebook group that my comments aren't coming up, but rice malt syrup. And Alex, nice to see you on here as well today. Chona, Peterborough in Canada. I thought I was going to say, I didn't realise you're in Peterborough. That's just near where I grew up in England, but obviously clearly in Ontario as well. So you can use rice malt syrup for in place of maple syrups and honeys and those sorts of things. And you can use stevia in place of any sort of powdered or granular sugar, and it doesn't have the fructose then. Like, just do that. So anyway, but with regards to the premixed golden blends, they're fine to use when you're in a hurry, but fresh is like 10 times better. So much better. So much better. If you were going to use a premix blend, as with all dried herbs and spices, please, please, please use organic. So important to use organic, not non-organic. Coconut sugar, the same, contains contains fructose, sort of 40 to 50% fructose. For those of you who are watching via the Facebook group, I think you guys are the ones that have to. If you look up above the video, it says, I'm going live using StreamYard, ! If you click see more, you have to click on the StreamYard link and let it approve it to let StreamYard do things through Facebook. So I'm just going to go back to the Facebook group now because I know that there are quite a few comments here that haven't popped up for me in StreamYard. So let's have a look. All right. So someone just asked a question there. Let's see if it's coming up. What is a golden blend? So a golden blend is basically just like a turmeric latte powder. You can get it at supermarkets, and it's just like got turmeric powder in it, some things like cinnamon and nutmeg and some other bits and pieces, clove powder and things like that. So it's like a turmeric latte powder, like you would buy one of those latte powders, but it's that kind of thing, the golden blend. There's a couple of other questions that came in. Here we go. Would you recommend protein powders? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with protein powders. You've just got to get a good high quality one that's not going to cause raging acidity in your body, which whey protein isolate, soy protein isolate will. You need to get one that is plant-based. Sprouted brown rice is your friend. You can get sprouted pea now, but if you can get sprouted brown rice protein, back in the day, being a non-meat, not wanting dairy type of person, back in the day, like in the mid to late 2000s, really your only option for sort of vegan protein powders was soy protein isolate, and it's just disgusting stuff, horrific for your body. If you wanted to get anything other than that, it was like per 30 gram scoop, you were getting like 3 grams of protein or something. It was just not worth it. But now, sprouted brown rice protein, per 30 gram scoop, your protein amount is comparable to whey protein. you're getting 23 to 26 grams, depending on the product, of protein. So yeah, totally great to use. Again, like with the golden blend thing, look out for nasty other ingredients, flavorings, colorings, sweeteners that are acidic. You know, natural colors and natural flavors are, generally speaking, as bad for you as artificial colors and artificial flavors. So ideally, just get pure, unflavored, unadulterated sprouted brown rice protein powder, and you flavor it. You put it in your smoothie, and your smoothie tastes of the stuff that you're putting in your smoothie. Does malt rice syrup have a high glycemic index? Yes, it does, the same as all other syrups and sweeteners and sugars. So it's certainly not something that I'm going, you can use every day and use all the time. Same as stevia and that. I'm saying they're better than. They're not great. They're not great. And can you freeze a juice or smoothie? Yes, you can freeze a smoothie. The juices don't freeze so well. So you can batch make a whole week's worth of smoothies. And you can make your juice every other day, and you're absolutely fine and good to go. Hey, Valerie, thank you for being on the session. And I know our sessions sometimes don't always combine with our work schedules too well, do they? So Valerie is one of my Alkaline Base Camp members. We talked about the Alkaline Base Camp last week a bit. It's my membership. I'm trying to get up because you can't get in at the moment anyway, but I do have a wait list for it. It's my membership where I work with my members. Each month I deliver new training materials, not dissimilar to this, but in much more depth. Every week, every Friday, we do lots of Q&A calls. I do lots of live trainings. I work with everyone. I'm there for them as much as they need me, one-on-one, answering questions. We have meal plans, new recipes every month, all that sort of stuff. It's really fantastic. I'm seeing if I can find the wait list thing for it, but I can't. You'll just have to look out for it. Every now and again, I open up new spots. I am going to be probably before Christmas, early December. So look out for that. Look out for that. If you sign up, I should have put the links. I forgot to put the links as a pinned thing. But if you sign up on my website anyway, you will get notified about it. So if you go to any of the, pretty much any of these links, if you go to the turmeric and ginger teas or the perfect breakfast formula, you'll see a link at the top of the page to sign up, to grab. Actually, in fact, this link's probably a good one for you guys to have as well. Lots of links. This is my alkaline food chart, which has also got my beginners alkaline get started plan in it as well, which builds on a lot of what we talked about last week. So if you go to that one, that's a good one to go to. Then you will sign up and you will be able to get started with me. And you will find out all about the membership when we get started with the membership. Yes, it just comes up here, Facebook user. And says, I'm a member too, and I don't know who it was. James, yes, you absolutely are. And Alex, definitely reach out to me. And yes, there will be spots available, probably. Not heaps. I don't take on too many new people at once because we have quite an in-depth onboarding. I work quite closely with people to onboard them. So I know I've got a limit as to how many people I can successfully onboard at once. But early December, I'm sure there will be spots. If any other questions, and I know you are too, Simone, I know you are too. So these guys are all glowing, shining examples of my membership. Now, unless there's any other questions, we're going to wrap up for today. The one thing I will say is next week, we won't be having a Facebook Live next week, but I will be releasing my first new workshop, 3-part workshop, is going to be going live next Wednesday. I'll put out some info on Facebook and through YouTube. Sam, And I will email it out as well, and I'll put it up on my site about this workshop. It's going to be going really deep on all the steps about making this real, making it stick, getting started, of course, on the alkaline diet, but all of the really practical, actionable stuff to make it happen and make it stick. This workshop is going to be super practical, and it's about making the alkaline diet sustainable, achievable, and real in your life. It's going to be less about the things like what foods are alkaline, what foods are acidic, less about the theory. This is going to be hyper, super practical, and that's going to start next Wednesday. So save that date. It's going to be viewable on demand, because I know me doing this stuff from Australia, time zones, not always easy. I'm telling you, it's hard to find a time zone that works for the UK, Australia, USA, Asia, everywhere all at once, South America. But it's going to be, I love this. Yes, you definitely are. Shona, that's the correct pronunciation now, isn't it? Please tell me I'm right. Please tell me I'm right. Yes, so that's going to be next Wednesday. So there won't be a Facebook Live, I don't think, next Monday, because I'm very, very, very much focused on making this workshop as strong as it can possibly be. But yeah, guys, don't forget, hit that like button. If you're there, we've got 39 watchers, 17 likes. Just move along and click that like button. Any other questions, get them all into the chat, even if you're watching this on replay, and I will go through the comments and I will endeavor to answer as many questions as I can. Look out for the workshop next Wednesday. And until then, love you guys as ever. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you all soon. Take care, guys. Bye for now.